like being around my mom when she was drunk. Number one, it was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? For you to be out in public with your friends and just random people, and your mom is slurring, and show up to the school drunk.
Like it was obvious kind of thing.
Right, just show up to the school.
Like even kids could tell.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the only one that had a fucked up parent. You know what I mean? So there was other kids that had alcoholic parents, and they would notice, and we kind of like gravitated towards each other. You know what I mean? But it's a real it's an uneasy situation to be in. You know what I mean? Because I got blamed for stuff a lot. You know what I mean? I got ignored a lot. Mm-hmm. I got, as far as like even like growing up like for food. You know what I mean? Like I would be hungry. Like, hey mom, I'm hungry. My mom would throw me a slice, throw me $1. This one pieces were $1 in New York.
Right.
Throw me $1 here, go get a slice of pizza. All right, cool. But after a while, that got old. You know what I mean? It's like, you just spent $40 on a bottle of liquor, but you can't feed me.
My name is Jesse fucking Glanz. This is my best friend in the fucking world right here, Andrew Smith. When you fucking quit drinking and then you slowly allow yourself to come back into it, the story never ends.
I don't want to like mess up and fuck shit up long term because I think I'm this different person.
We are the dumbest guys in the room. Oh my God, they are really serious about partying. Before you were 16, I wasn't ready for that. That's how I would imagine like being a parent, and all of a sudden like you think you got like another fucking like 5 years. Oh, okay, good. It already will. But like legit, like you're saying, you imagine like fucking like being like you're a parent and you think you got a few more years, and all of a sudden your kid needs like college level classes
At
when
like,
they're fucking
what,
like
14?
13. God damn it. And so you go through all that, and then she goes, all right, guys, I figured it out. Elementary school teacher. It's like,
okay.
all right, word.
Their
That's
schooling
nice
costs like a good $6 figures, but I'll take $20,000.
That's fine.
That's cool.
That's cool. You're going to write a book, right? Yeah, like we're gonna put it on Oprah, right?
I just feel like when it comes to helping kids, it's like you can. Well, what is that,
dude? This is listen. I'm not. It's a fucking energy drink, and I got to tell you, like it just looks like hangover pee, like hungover piss. Can you see that?
It looks like you took too much. Yeah, it looks like you took too much zinc or some shit, and your pee's just mad yellow.
Oh my God, it looks like it burns when it comes out your pee hole. Like that kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend you don't. I'm gonna drink it anyway.
That just I don't know.
Now we go into the ASMR section.
We got a guest on today. I forgot this. You gotta do it. You gotta bring us in.
Hi guys, welcome back. We are the dumbest guys in the room. I'm Jesse Glanz. I'm probably the dumbest one of them all, but we'll figure it out as we go. It's my best friend in the world, Andrew Smith.
Chocolate drizzle.
Chocolate drizzle.
Yes.
Introduce our guest, please, Andrew.
We got Kevin Newman on the scene. What's the J? What's the J mean?
J is Joseph.
Kevin Joseph. You got two first names?
I do.
Kevin Joseph Newman on the scene. He's an actor, father of like 7-10 kids. How many kids you got?
Got a lot, man.
Good guy. You got like a whole squad out there.
So you're really bad at pulling out.
My pullout game is weak, bro.
I guess.
Is it weak or do you do it at all? Because I don't.
So at what point do you definitely start liking them less than the ones before them? Does that happen, or does that, because there's no way every single one of them comes out and you're like,
they're perfect.
Yeah, this is the most beautiful moment of your life. Eventually you're like, all right, I got shit to do. Can we get out of here?
Yeah, no, I mean, when I first had them, I was excited. I got a girl first. Like I wanted a girl first.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And I got a girl first, and I was done. But of course, the wife was like, no, we're gonna try for a boy, and then a girl. And then a girl, and then the boy. So I was really done then, but then,
Were you? There are options if you were really done.
Yeah, no, I'm not chop, snip, snipping.
Me neither, dude. That
I'm
trips
considering
me out.
it this time, though.
I've smoked too much weed to be able to get anyone pregnant at this point. I'm pretty sure I've sterilized myself throughout the years.
I don't think that's how weed works.
I think it is. I've heard that. Isn't that a thing?
That
like if you smoke enough weed, like your jam doesn't work as well. Why did I call it jam?
Wait, really?
Ew.
I didn't know we could sterilize you.
Yeah.
can also
What, did you
contribute
just get
to
nervous?
Having a girl or a boy.
What?
What?
I swear. All the girls I had weed in my system. Then I decided, hey, well, let me try this out. Let me stop smoking. The doctor says this, my wife says this, research says this. Let me try it. And I stopped for a while, and the boy came.
That's fucking insane.
That's wild.
I've never heard that in
So
my
if
life.
I smoked weed, I could have had a girl first, is what you're saying.
You could have.
Could have. Or I would have upped my chances, maybe.
Up your chances.
Or lower the chances, like for this guy over here, because I mean, I haven't shot that many loads into girls. Like that's a very small thing, but because I'm so nervous about shit, I'm always a pull-out guy, 100%.
Listen, you got
and
it.
I think they appreciate that.
They do.
Yeah.
Question: do you like any kids more than the others? You don't gotta say which ones.
They're all young enough, right? They won't see this for a little bit.
Man,
he definitely does. He definitely does.
He has favorites.
He was
do
like,
I
"Fuck you
like
guys."
any one kid more
I know
than the
you
other?
love
I would
them all.
say no, but what I would say is I gravitate towards one more.
Yeah, that's
That
called
is
liking
liking
one
something.
more than the other.
That's why it's like just me and one a little more cooler than the rest.
I don't like. That's called liking more than one than the other. It's like I just hang out with this one more. We get along better. I'm not saying I like him more.
It was funny because I was talking to Bridget. Like, I want like 7 kids, but not right now because I'm broke. But once
You
I get my
want,
money
like,
back
7
up, I want like
kids?
7 kids for real. We got 2 right now, so I want like 5 more at least. She was like, "Why?" I was like, "Listen, man, I'm trying to hedge my bets. The more kids you have, the more likely at least one of them is going to do something great."
Raise the
Or
odds.
just 7 failures.
But
But I do see what you're saying. The chances, I mean,
you
right?
just
It's got to
increase
get
it.
better,
And,
right?
I'm trying to build that real generational wealth out here in these streets. Although it's going to start with our death in life insurance and shit. Once we die and that life insurance kick in, that's going to
when they
start.
get rich.
That's when because I plan on having at least $5 million in life insurance. That's my goal. $5 million in life insurance, but before I die, so that when I die, it starts that put it in the trust, starts that whole wealth generation thing.
I
go
just
from there.
realized that I'm like such a piece of shit because as soon as you started saying that, I was like, but what's the point of getting like wealthy if you're not going to enjoy any of
Yeah,
it?
they're gonna enjoy the hell out of it.
They're going to enjoy the hell out of it, and they're still going to talk shit about you. On podcasts, they're going to be like, my fucking dad, ooh.
Left this $5 million. It's lit. Boats and yachts, and now it's all gone. No, that's why we gotta have 7.
And then you got 7 kids, and then they got to break that. That's still pretty good.
One of
Never
them's
mind.
got to be financially.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, one of them will do
One of
something
them gotta
good,
do
right?
something great with it. Because it's too late to start. I plan on accumulating wealth while I'm alive, of course, but I can't start generational wealth unless I get like super lucky and just luck up on like billions of dollars. But
And what's the plan for that? How old are you?
32.
And when's the wealth start? Because we talk about being broke all the fucking time,
Oh,
buddy.
the wealth starts before I'm 40. I give myself less than 8 years now to be
Alive.
What I call wealthy is going to be in the millionaire kind of range. I call that wealthy.
Millionaire or multi-million? Like 1 million?
Multi-million.
Oh, 'cause 1 million is
So
still
my
good.
actual, and I'm starting to write this shit down like a whole vision board or whatever. My actual goal is to have a net worth of at least $5 million by the time I'm 40. That's my goal.
Do you actually have a vision
I'm about
board?
to make one
Do you like cut?
with all of those cards.
do you like cut the fucking pictures of the Lamborghinis out of the magazine and glue
Oh, nah,
them
fuck them
with like
Lamborghinis, bro.
sticky glue onto a fucking whiteboard and like some big titty girl or something like that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. It doesn't matter.
You sound broke, Jesse.
I am broke.
You sound like a broke mindset. I mean,
You know something legit though? One of the smartest things I fucking did in my life when I actually did have a good job before all this shit happened. I was pulling in a lot more than I could like spend. And so I hit up a financial advisor and I was like, what do I do with this? And she was like, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 10 grand and just put it in a rainy day fund. And it's one of those where it's not necessarily like a retirement fund. So I'm sorry, am I boring you?
I was just making sure our next guest didn't text me. Go ahead.
Why are we talking about this? This is fucking weird. But this actually makes me sound like not the dumbest guy in the world. But seriously,
go
she
for
was
it.
like, are you comfortable with taking 10 grand and just putting it's not a retirement fund, so you can take it at any time?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Saved up, put that aside. And then when all of this happened, like I was frugal enough that, now I haven't even touched it yet.
Hey.
So I'm like on fucking, like kind of on summer break,
Yeah.
Like I keep doing security gigs and stuff
Yeah.
like that and doing stuff like this, but it's like I haven't had like a fucking job for
In a
like
minute.
a fucking couple months because I just was like, all right, I'm going to put this aside. But I mean, that's the goal, right? Is just to be able to put enough away that you can fucking like just chill out and do whatever you got to do. I'm gonna have to jump back eventually, obviously.
Yeah. You talking about this will be? I mean, the initial goal, like the short term goal, is definitely to get back to being comfortable. You know, where I'm not stressed out every other week or whatever. And honestly, if I die just comfortable, I'm fine. I just have a big goal of wealth, not because I want a Lamborghini or some shit or whatever, but I want my family to start, like, I don't need to be alive to see the big picture of wealth. I want them to see it so that they can do things that I wasn't able to do without that wealth or whatever. Like, I feel like, especially in this capitalistic society, it's one of the biggest, like, we can make an impact on our own levels where we are, but the more wealth you accumulate, the more impact you can have on a broader scale. And I'm of the mindset that we all can win and shit, that we can all pool resources together, but there has to be some kind of monetary resource there for communities to really, really thrive if you want something on a bigger scale. Now, of course, if it's just me and my family or whatever and we're comfortable doing our own thing, yeah, I'm happy, I'm solid. But the wealth is definitely the goal for me, like, as far as...
See, I think there's a big difference between dudes that have kids and dudes that don't. Or not even just dudes, but it's like... But you know what, like, to me... The biggest person that I want to take care of, because I accepted with my last wife, and now I don't even know if I even could. I was talking to my dad about this so I'm about to be 35 this year. Mm-hmm. So if I were to meet somebody else and get to that place where I was ready to have kids with them, I feel like I can't make those decisions really fast. Like I was with this last person for 12 years and we decided we're not going to have kids. So I'd feel like by the time I got comfortable enough with a new partner to even approach that, I'm going to be in my 40s.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm kind of in this weird place where I'm like, I just don't think it's going to happen to me. So my number one priority, and I got a good life insurance thing, is, for her is my sister.
Nice.
You know, so if something bad ever happens, because I know, like, me and her are really similar, and I love her a lot. She's my best friend. Like, we've never had, like, a rivalry or anything. We've always had each other's backs. We've always been stoked for each other. We love spending time together. So I know she's going to be like, when that day comes, she's going to be like really fucking bummed about it. So the least I can do is like have a good life insurance so that way she could have some fucking money.
Yeah.
That's honorable, man.
Yeah.
That's honorable. That's what, that's why I have a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying? Because I have a big family, but, we're not really a family. Everyone's out there doing their own thing. No one hangs out. There's no family reunions. There's no birthday calls, no Christmas calls. It's just, we're only related because we have the same parents.
Same blood, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're all bad at pulling out.
Well, I'm one of 11. So.
I was about to ask
Holy you. Holy shit.
Good googly moogly.
Hey, I'm one of 11, so, I got big shoes to fill.
Oh, my God. Do you keep in touch with, like, many of your siblings? No. Or, like, none of them? No. Or, like, one or two? Nothing?
I would say one. There's, my brother Mike. The next one up, in age. Me and him are pretty... I wouldn't say we're close, but we're connected. The rest of them, we just...
Is there like something that happened, or did it was like a gradual, y'all got older, pulled away kind of thing?
I think
whatever you feel like comfortable talking about.
Yeah. Ultimately, what it boils down to is the age gap.
Oh, okay.
My dad I just had a birthday. My dad is 88. So my oldest sibling is 66.
Holy shit.
Oh,
and I'm just going to go based on looks alone. You're not close to 66.
Definitely not.
And if you were, my God.
I'm 36.
So
what?
66 is the oldest. 66. Are you in the middle?
I am the youngest.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
you're the youngest.
Okay, I get that. What's the next? Who's the one?
The
right
next
over you?
one is he's 42.
So he was 6 when you were just born.
Right.
So he didn't fuck with you because.
Right. So it goes from 42,
annoying
48,
baby.
and then the rest of them are in their 50s. You know what I mean? So when I was a kid, they were already out having family, having kids, partying, and
they was at her 13 fucking, and you was like 7, like Mommy,
right.
I need some milk.
Basically, yeah. So I mean, I think that's what contributes to it the most. I mean, we as we got older, we did try to keep in contact, and hey, let's get closer. Let's be a family, but. I just think it was too much of an age gap and too many things happened in between for it just never worked out. You know what I mean?
Do you know what's
there
nuts?
was always a jealousy factor. There was always a jealousy factor of me being the youngest.
They were jealous of you?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, were you catered
Probably
to
because
more?
they were like, you're going to die last.
But also, did you did they consider the fact, like, did you get spanked less or something? Were you punished less? Did they feel like they got the brunt of the parenting or some shit?
No.
Like times had changed by the time he
got the gentle parents.
Yeah, he got they were
Actually,
like Sesame Street was out, and they're like, we
opposite.
can't.
It
nip
was
these
opposite.
kids.
Yeah, it was complete. Like think about like I said, my dad is 88.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So when he had me, you know, he was done with his partying and going out and stuff too. So I think I got the brunt and the low end of it just because he wasn't into going out. Hey, let's
He
go
had
here, let's
time.
go there. Yeah,
He had time to beat your ass.
Yeah, he had time. You know what I mean? He had time, and he was older, so it was like, man, I ain't got time for that no more.
Oh, man.
But when he was younger, you know, that's when they enjoyed him. They got to enjoy him when he was younger. You know what I mean? I say him because we have the same dad, different moms. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was going to ask you that too, but yeah, I got you.
So they got to enjoy him. And then when I came up, and now it's time for, I can drink now, Dad. I can do this. Like,
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
He was like, go for it, dude.
have fun. Let me know how it is,
man.
You know,
Been
I'm
through
like,
too
dang,
many
you know.
hangovers,
Hey, man. So, all right. So now that dynamic, same dad, different moms. How many siblings did you actually live with growing up?
I would say 2, but like I said, they were already older. So as far back as I remember, my mom has 3. It's 3 of us on my mom's side. So those are the 2 that I live with. And the oldest, as far back as I can remember, he was already moving out.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And then the next one up, we might live together for a couple of years before he up and out. So the majority of my childhood was just me and my dad.
Did you like that?
No.
Like, you didn't like that?
No.
Just being the one you would have rather had your siblings around when you were growing up, or?
Yeah, I
like
would've,
if you could have, because when you're a kid, you don't necessarily think about like, it's time, they gotta go. You're a kid, you're just like, I want my family here. You know, is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is to go out in the street and start some shit with another kid and have no one to back you up. You know,
Yeah, dude. I used to get my fucking ass kicked when I was a kid. It sucks, and I think that kind of shit makes you like. You need to. I don't know. Say you need to, but it's like if you get beat up when you're growing up, that you're not gonna fight people. You're not gonna be like maybe you will, but I mean, like, I learned what it was like to get punched in the face a lot, very young, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to fucking do this again. You know, this sucks, and I think that's why a lot of people put their kids in like martial arts and stuff like that. It's like not necessarily being able to protect themselves, but know what it's like to get punched. And I mean, dude, they used to fucking. I mean. It was weird because my bullies growing up were also like my best friends in a weird way. It was a small town. It was kind of like almost like a I think it was like a survival tactic. Like when I was really young and I just didn't put it together.
Yeah.
That I would try to, and it worked. I mean, like I would go over to their houses. We would like hang out and shit. And looking back on it, I understand why my parents were like, "Why are you going over there?"
Because I'm trying to survive, man.
I'm trying, yeah, dude. But I mean, like when you did something they wouldn't like, I mean, like they would wait for you when you got off the bus. They would I'll never forget the bike riders in school because it was a small town. So some kids rode the bus. There was a bunch of bike riders and kids that would walk home. They would fucking wait for you to. They would either wait for you to get off the bus and because you had to walk back from the stop and just kick the shit out of you. 3 of them, 1 of you. Or they'd fucking take your bike and just chuck it into the woods and then kick the shit out of you.
You should have ran. When I was a kid, I was very fast.
I was not. I was a short, chubby kid. I just kind of was like, all right, here it go, guys, and I'm down. You know, you put your arms up and you throw like one punch, and the next thing you know, it's like bam, and you're like, all right, this is over.
It's funny
I don't want to have that to happen again.
I say this a lot. I've never been in like an actual fight. I've been in like little pushing matches and shit. But I've never like. I think I've been punched in the face maybe once on a bus, but I punched back, whatever. But that's about it. I've never been like in a place where I felt actual danger or that I've never like been. Bloodied up or anything like that.
Man, it sucks.
So
dude.
I told Bridget, I was like, I need to go to sparring because I need to know what it feels like to really get punched in the face. Because if I don't, like, I don't feel like you need to be in fights to do this, but I don't have the muscle memory to like survive in a real fight.
You don't know what the reaction would be.
Yeah, no. Kelvin was telling me that when you're fighting, time actually slows down. That's what fucks people up who don't know how to fight. So I'm like, I've never had the experience, and I'm glad about that. But what if something does happen? Like, I might be SOL because I'm a big guy, but that's it.
I think you're past that time. Like, I mean, like you're old enough now. We're all old enough now that if we were to ever be in one of those situations, it feels like it would be like random.
Yeah, hella random.
Like,
hella
and
random.
there would be nothing you could do. It'd be like a guy jumping you and trying to fucking rob you or something. But when like you're a kid, you're in elementary school, middle school, like high school or something. You just might get beat up just because they don't like the look on your fucking face,
which is crazy.
You know, it's nuts.
When you were in school and you fight, like it was almost like it was a pride thing. Like, look at me, I could fight. You know what I mean? When you're younger, but now, you know, at my age, man, I ain't trying to be sitting there wrestling you for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'm trying to get out of there.
It's fucking sad, dude. It's sad when you see
bro.
like 30-year-old plus men like getting into fights. It's like, guys, Jesus Christ, what are we doing this for? Like, are you serious?
I survive.
Yeah.
I'll bite you. I'll kick you. I'll pull your hair.
I will literally. I think somebody, even in college, was like trying to fight me. I was like, I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not. I just walked away. He was like, you're right. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, for what? I'm like 20-something years old. I have literally things to do. You can fight yourself. I'm going to walk away. And this is exactly what I did. It was like, I don't understand this need for like that to fight over like dumb shit. I can get if I did something.
What do you think is dumb shit?
Stepping on somebody's shoes at a club is stupid as hell to fight over. Like,
oh yeah, no, fuck that. No,
I mean, pretty much anything now is dumb to fight over unless you're protecting like yourself or your family.
I feel like I could get
it's stupid because no one fights anymore. You know what I mean? Like now you can't just know like, hey, we just gonna fight, squabble it out. When we're done, we're gonna go our separate ways. Because now people get their ass whipped and they'll stab you, shoot you. Like no one likes to get their ass whipped.
I feel like I could get there like if we were on a level where it's like it would almost like not have to do with me. Right. Like if somebody was coming at doing that, I'd be like, dude, whoa, like all right, like if you really want to do this, we can do this, and we'll just see how it turns out. You might kick my ass, I might kick yours. We have no fucking idea. But I could see myself getting to that level of fighting quicker if somebody was doing it to one of my friends or loved ones.
Oh yeah,
like like if you see someone like fucking with one of your friends, it's like I'm about to fucking kick the shit out of you.
I thought
dude.
that too about this
and
one.
I would go there probably faster than they would.
Yeah,
because it's like you don't talk to my friend like that.
Yeah, I had the same thought, but it was about a 5-year-old kid talking shit to my son. So
you would fight him. Would you?
I wanted
fight
to kick him in like the shin, just one good time. Because
you said kick him, and I imagined you kicking a child in my head, and I imagined that kid lifting off the ground like 3 feet. Boom.
Nah, man, but he was in some after school thing, and it was like I think it was actually like they had mixed class, so he was like he was outside in the park with like some 12-year-olds and shit. So I think for like days at a time, the 12-year-old would be trying to bully him and shit. I'm like, Bridget, don't. I happened to be in New Jersey on the shoot. I was like, man, I wish I was at school. I just look at him, just give him like a little death stare.
Definitely grab him by the shirt, when he runs by, be like, "Hey, you motherfucker!"
What would you do if you used to walk up and see your son just getting
bullied?
Like, what would you do?
Oh, by kids, bro, man. Yeah. I might black out, to be honest. No, dead ass, because like.
Oh, is your son 5'6"?
He's 5.
5. So
and he's a sweet kid. Noah's a good kid, man.
What are you gonna do?
Like if someone bullies that fucking kid, I'll kick their ass for you.
I'm literally gonna be just grabbing, whoosh, whoosh, like I don't give a fuck if they get hurt or whatever. It's like get the fuck off my son. And the reason I feel so strongly, one, I don't understand. Well, I do understand why people bully others. Like there's like a whole thing about that. Like I don't like that shit. And I feel. Because it goes back to this whole thing about how men are supposed to be men and all those other things, and when they see something that doesn't reflect that, they think that they can exploit that or whatever. And it's like being a bully is one of the least manly things you can do. You're literally projecting something that's going on in your life that you don't know how to handle, and you're being bitch made right now by taking it out on other people. But that's not the story they want you to. Because even in like films and TV shows, they actually make a bully seem a lot more cool. And the ones getting bullied, like they're less cool. Like they're framing it as if bullying is actually a macho.
They're like taller and like a little more cut or something.
It's just weird dynamic. So and then with my kid, like I found out I've gotten really soft.
Like in the body or in like personality?
Like
I'm sorry, you look great. You look better than me.
But like I don't even like things where he's at the park trying to make friends and nobody wants to be friends with him. It hurts my heart. I'll be all like, "Oh no, no one's be friends with you." So I can only imagine what's going to happen if I see someone physically hurting. It was like I don't think I'm going to see anything other than protecting him at that point in time. And if I got to go to jail because of it, it is what it is.
For beating up another child,
just yanking them off.
It'd be like that sometimes.
You know what? I feel like maybe I don't know. I guess depending on the parent, like maybe, I mean, like they might not even be mad at you. You know, like, I mean, like, there's a level where it's like, yeah, my kid's a little fucking shit. You know what? I'm glad an adult screamed in his face and, like, went up and be like, cut the shit, you know? Yeah. I don't know. And you know what sucks too? It's like you were saying earlier, like, a lot of it's a lot of projection because I didn't know this until I was older. Mm-hmm. A lot of these bullies when I was growing up, they were, like, I think at least 2 out of 3 that I can picture in my head. They were both abused at home. Mm-hmm. And I feel so bad looking back on it. And me and my friends from up there, like, we reflect on it now. Like, one of these kids, he always had broken bones. He always had broken arms and shit. And, you know, it's sad looking back on it because I could feel it now that he was lying every time in class. But, like, you know, when he'd say how he broke his arm, and it's like, damn, dude. Like, that really sucks. And now I want to go back and yoke up his fucking dad, you know? But it's like, I just feel so bad because these poor kids, like, they don't know what they're doing, you know? And they're taking this out on other smaller kids, or I don't even know if smaller, but, like, just taking it out on other kids because, I mean, when they get home, they're getting hands laid to them, you know?
So they feel more control at school to do, like, to get that whole thing out and then just deal with what they have to deal with at home. Which is like, it's that contrast of feelings because, like, I hate bullies, but then it's like I empathize with that whole thing because, like,
just go beat up their dad.
He's like, you bullying me? Come on, let's talk to your father, bro.
Man, I used to get my ass whooped. That turned out all right.
By parents or like by other kids?
Yeah. This gentle parenting that wasn't around when I was.
You know what's really funny? We just talked about
that a little bit.
That wasn't around when I was growing up.
So I want to ask you, like, how do you all approach raising y'all's kids? Like, are y'all in the gentle, in the middle, in the, like, you know, where y'all at with that?
We're all above. All the above.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. Like, I avoid spanking my kids as much as possible. You know, like, I'll give you know, I'm in the place now where I should just be able to look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know that, oh shit, I fucked up. You know what I mean? But then I will give you chance after chance after chance. You know, just vocally, hey, stop, don't do that. Hey, what the hell you doing? You know what I mean? But after a while, I am gonna pop you. I ain't gonna sit there and wail on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't use the belt.
Yeah. See, that's what I was gonna ask too, because I feel like back in the day, it was more of a thing that there was an item involved, or an object like to do that, and it's like, ow, Jesus Christ.
No, I don't use the belt just because I know what that feels like. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that shit.
And your purpose isn't to. Like,
isn't
to hurt them. It's literally to correct something that they're doing.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, that ain't right. You know what I mean? But they don't get whoops. They don't get whippings. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. It's very, very rare. You know what I mean? And when they do, they're quiet for a very long time. Like, shit, I fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't, like, we were talking about this last time. I don't spank or anything like that. In moments where I've lost my cool around my kids, it's like it's always been because of, and I don't know if this happened with you though. I have to see that, okay, I was going through something that led me not to be patient. Has that ever happened on your end where you had to kind of like apologize, like, you know what, I fucked up?
I always appreciated that when you said it, because I've been thinking about that since you said it. Like to be, I think that says a lot about you, like, as a person, how deep you go, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for, maybe like emotionally or something, that you can apologize to your kid who's like 5 years old, man.
Yeah, man, you got to.
You know, because there's a lot of people out there that are just kind of like, no, I'm not going to apologize to my kid. It's my kid.
Yeah, I can appreciate that too, because when I was growing up, no one ever apologized.
There wasn't apologies, dude. No. That's still a thing nowadays, and I hate to even say that. My parents,
I promise you right now, most, especially in the older generation, most people want to be like, you're being soft. You stop. Kids aren't supposed to be like centered or some shit. But like, I see them as they're people. They're just smaller, and they do irrational shit because their brains are literally not like they're small. Their brains aren't developed in any way, shape, or form. So, and honestly, I go off of what, like I was saying, treat them how you want to be treated. If somebody does me wrong or lashes out at me incorrectly, I would appreciate an apology. I don't necessarily need it, but it'd be something I appreciate. So yeah, I mean, you know,
I'm sure someday that'll make your kids feel like they can talk to you more, you know, because this is something like I talk about, like, with my mom, is every now and then, like, and I really shouldn't do this because she doesn't react well anytime. But I'll tell her how something she did when I was a kid, how it affected me now that I'm older and how I feel about it. And she gets so fucking mad at me, dude. She'd be like, you always blame me for all your problems. And I'm like, I'm not blaming you for my problems. I'm the cause of my problems. I'm saying there are certain things you did that made me feel certain ways growing up. And when I was developing, that is a pattern now that I still feel. And I shouldn't have felt that because I was a child when I first started feeling this. I had no idea what I was doing, what I was talking about, or anything like that. And now I'm trying to tell you how I'm older, and that's making me. She gets so fucking mad, and I keep having to learn that lesson. It sucks because every now and then, and it always starts with me being like, "Mom, I love you. I want to let you know that this bothered me for a long time, and this is how I felt for a long time."
Yeah.
But I don't feel that anymore because I understand now she was really young when she had me, and she was going through shit too. She must have been.
Yeah.
You know, because she was young. So she didn't know how to react. She was just trying to do her best, and that's what I tell her. Be like, I know you're trying to do your best, and I love you, and this isn't from a place of judgment, but it's like this affected me this way. I carried this through my youth, and now I still feel these things older, just not like towards you, just in situations. And she gets so fucking mad at me, dude. Like it starts into like screaming again, and I get to the point where now I'm strong enough that I'm older. She'll even posture, dude. Like this happens, she'll like do this thing. She'll get this really intense look in her face and like lean in. And I'll be like, that used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. It doesn't scare me anymore. I was like, and I'll call the behavior out. That's one thing I've learned, during therapy. It's like, say what you're seeing, but don't let it like hit you like that because you're going to react in a way that's going to be like, ooh, I'm going to give it back to you. So I'll be like, Mom, I can see you're getting upset. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you upset. I'm not trying to blame you for anything. I'm just telling you this is how I felt. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying this is how I felt. And that kind of like emotional thing, she's just not ready for that, you know? Yeah. I don't think she ever will be, and that's okay. I mean, we're all human.
Yeah, that's a hard wall. Does she go to... Would she ever go to therapy with you? Okay,
definitely not. I've suggested it too.
I know the answer.
I've suggested it too, and you get a fucking look like, because it'll literally be a look of like pure confusion, just kind of like, it'll be like, what do you mean?
Like,
why would I have to go to therapy? You're the one that's fucked up. Like, why would I go to therapy? And I try to relate to her because I'm like, I'm sure you've been anxious because I respond to some things the same way I've seen you respond, and I know how I'm feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
And, like, it makes you empathize a little more because I'm like, Mom, I understand, like you're fucking anxious. You're feeling a certain way. It's making you react this way. And I forgive you.
Yeah.
But I think some people, when they say or when they hear that they're being, like, forgiven about
like,
something.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, they're like, oh, so they take it like an insult. Mm-hmm. Like your feelings are a personal attack towards them. And then when you say that you forgive them, oh, now you're from a place above me because you forgive me. Yep. It's like I'm not.
Man, so but now that we kind of went down this whole rabbit hole with like parenting and whatnot, I know that's one of the reasons I want to bring you on to talk about, because me and Jesse, we talk about, drinking alcohol or whatnot. But me personally, I have kids, I have a whole family out here in these streets, and one of my biggest drivers to stop drinking is them. I don't want them to, and I guess I think you may have experience with that as a kid, seeing a parent go through alcoholism or anything like that. And I don't know what that looks like, and I don't want them to have to see what that looks like. But I guess from your perspective, what did that look like growing up, and if you feel comfortable going into some things?
It sucked. You know what I mean? I went through, like, I know you and we brought this conversation up previously because we encountered a situation,
my God.
Yeah.
We're not going to name it.
We're not going to go into it. We're not going to name it, but we encountered a situation that was a trigger for me.
Yeah.
I grew up with an alcoholic parent, which was my mom. You know what I mean? But I lived with my dad, but I was back and forth between my mom and my dad. You know, it was one of those situations. And I like being around my mom when she was drunk. Number one, it was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? For you to be out in public with your friends and just random people, and your mom is slurring, and show up to the school drunk.
Like it was obvious kind of thing.
Right, just show up to the school.
Like even kids could tell.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the only one that had a fucked up parent. You know what I mean? So there was other kids that had alcoholic parents, and they would notice, and we kind of like gravitated towards each other. You know what I mean? But it's a real it's an uneasy situation to be in. You know what I mean? Because I got blamed for stuff a lot. You know what I mean? I got ignored a lot. I got, as far as like even like growing up like for food. You know what I mean? Like I would be hungry. Like, hey mom, I'm hungry. You know, my mom would throw me a slice, throw me $1. You know, this one pieces were $1 in New York.
Right.
Throw me $1 here, go get a slice of pizza. All right, cool. But after a while, that got old. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you just spent $40 on a bottle of liquor, but you can't feed me. You know what I mean?
And you recognize that really young.
Right,
like,
yeah, definitely. Like I'm running around with fucking dirty clothes and holy clothes, but you got a brand new bottle every
other day.
Every day, damn near. You know what I mean?
Like half gallon, like those big fuckers, or like the little ones.
Nah, you know the little ones. But she would pound one every day. You know, get off of work. Oh, and then her reasoning was, I worked hard. I had a hard day at work. Let me drink this. You know, well, I had a fucking hard day at school.
Did she ever turn around and also like do that thing where they kind of put that blame on you? Like, I had a hard day at work, and I got to deal with all of you.
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
like, I didn't like, are you kidding me? I'm 6.
You know,
I didn't fucking ask to be here. Now you're blaming it like, oh, I'm such a bad fucking kid. I mean, that shit gets put inside of you, and then you start, I'm so bad. This is why my parents are miserable. And then, you know, those thoughts, they build, and I mean, that becomes part of your personality.
Yeah, even to this day, you know, like, to go back to what you're saying, when I speak with my mom, like, there's still some trauma that I'm dealing with as an adult still that I haven't really like overcome. You know what I mean? And me bringing things up to her, like, Mom, you know, when we were younger, you did this and you did that. I call it blame deferment. You know what I mean? It would go from me. Well, I did it because you did this and you were this way, and I'm like, you know, and no matter what, if I say, Mom, yo, that was real jacked up. Yo, you stepped on my toe. Well, I wouldn't have stepped on your toe if your foot were in the way. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even to this day, we deal with that. So I know what it's like to go through that, and I don't ever want to put my kids through that. Now, I'm not saying everybody who drinks is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I drink occasionally.
Right.
But to rely on that and to make it a part of your everyday routine, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, man, that's just a part of my like evening routine. I swear, right after. And I be getting stressed. I be getting agitated sometimes when the kids don't go to sleep early, like at the routine time, because I'm like, it's 9:00. I want to drink, and y'all are still awake. Now I can't drink because I try to make it a point not to drink while they're actually awake and shit. But
How much do you drink when they
I
they
drink
call
about,
it a
let's
night?
say, if you get a fifth, I'll drink probably like either a half or just above a half of a fifth every night.
Do you do it in like shots, or is it like mixers?
It's mixed in like juice.
But the drinking is not the problem.
Yeah,
It's what you do while you're drinking or while you're under the influence. That's where the problem comes.
Yeah, but this is what I've been talking about just from like the very first day. I think for me at this point, I'm not trying to have this habit go somewhere it doesn't need to go, like get worse, basically. Because like I said, it doesn't need to be I don't know. It's a part of my habitual every night routine. One, from a health perspective, I'm not trying to die early because of alcohol. That's just one. Two, it's also dissecting why. Because it be on good days, bad days. It doesn't matter what kind of day it is. And like kind of like your mom said, it's a reward thing. It's like I've been busy, I've been productive. I done took care of all the kids and the fam. I'm about to drink or whatever. And I be chilling. Like I'll drink and watch videos or Netflix or something like that, or do work. But
it's the feeling, right? Because I
the
know it
feeling.
ain't the taste.
It's the feeling.
Alcohol don't taste good.
Bro, you get to a point.
People that say that are so full of
they're
shit.
fucking right.
Dude. They're bullshit.
It doesn't. You're just addicted.
Oh,
to
Randy!
Randy!
What you
Oh
drink for
yeah,
taste?
the bourbon man over here. I forgot the guy. Who fucking...
You drink for taste over here? Oh my!
Do you drink it neat, Randy?
No ice?
I like my shit neat too. I don't know. It's when the ice starts getting down. All of a sudden, it's like that weird, cold, fucking water. Like,
I
nah,
feel that.
just sip that shit straight.
I am.
Yeah, we're
look, my
alcoholics.
habit is not. I'm about to say, my habit not about to be too expensive for me. God damn it.
Yeah.
I spend about $12. I get the cheapest of the tequilas.
Whatever's at the bottom. Yeah, dude.
Literally.
You
Now
mix
that I
up a
will
little bit,
like.
yeah.
I would tell you like water. If water is cold, I can't taste the difference between Poland Springs and tap water. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right.
But
You know
it's
what time it is.
but
I gotta
that's-
pee. Sorry, guys.
But alcohol, cheap and like more expensive,
can
I
tell
can't
the
taste the difference. Hell yeah, that cheap shit, it just tastes like rubbing alcohol.
That's if you drink it straight.
Well, yeah. I mean, alcohol. Okay. Well, you can make alcohol taste better if you mix it. But I'm just saying, like, just grabbing a bottle and just drinking like that shit don't taste good. I don't care. Even if Randy say I don't care, that joint it does not taste good.
Oh wait, we gotta get you to practice, bro. Like you've seen what we do on this show. Come on, give us your best, Randy.
Randy.
Hey, that was pretty good. I like it.
Mine comes with a face.
It's time for shirt to come on.
Yeah. I feel honored you guys let me say that. I've been wanting, even though I'm watching the podcast on my phone, I'm like when you guys say it, I'm like, yeah, fucking Randy. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
So that's Randy, and that is Sure Randy. Just so you know, Sure Randy. Got Randy 1 and number 2 over there. But yeah, man, like I try not to overjudge myself, but I also try to be realistic. So I've been downplaying it because I'm like, I don't personally feel like, and I've actually asked Bridget this. She's told me I don't like change. Like I really just get more relaxed and shit. She says I don't change to like and I'm definitely not in public out here being publicly intoxicated around nobody or my kids or whatever. But I feel like if I keep with that mindset, I'm just going to keep doing it. And then it may just get progressively worse to where I become this thing that I don't want to be. But also, my major reason for wanting to quit outside of my kids is health. Mm-hmm. I want to be alive past 50. And I've seen so many people pass away, whether it's bad food habits, it's drinking all the time, or smoking or whatever. Like, a lot of people are dying at like 50, like 40 and 50 years old. And it's like, I'm not trying to get to this quote unquote retirement age and either die or just not be able to move. Like, I need to be able to move freely. So,
it's amazing how you will feel when you let something go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, yeah, you're fucked up for drinking, but like, I don't drink. I used to. I was in the Navy, and that's all we did. Everywhere we went, drink. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not the oldest person in the world, but now when I drink, like one drink, I'm in the corner somewhere snoring. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it is. You know what I mean? But as far like weed, I smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah. I'm sorry, weed?
You know?
You're talking about weed?
I smoked a lot of weed, man, and
I love weed.
There would be days where I didn't have any, or I would run out, and I'm like, fuck, man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do now? You know what I mean? But every day that went by that I didn't smoke, it was another day where I was just like,
you don't even need it.
I don't need it. And that's where I'm at now. Like, do I miss smoking? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just the feeling of, just being buzzed and just not just a care in the world, just chilling. Yeah, I mean, it's all fun, but like, I'm not at that point anymore where I'm like, fuck, I gotta smoke. Like, I don't even think about it anymore. You know
there's some. Speaking of that, there's something I absolutely have to tell you because I mean I don't know if I ever told you this before. So I don't really. I used to smoke.
You shave your chest?
It's a cream.
Wait, the cream shaves for you.
Why did I hear laughter immediately
when
I said it? It is a cream, Randy.
Who's cream?
Good one. I like that. That's the kind of fucking jokes we make on this show. Hell yeah, Kev. But no, it's a fucking hair removal cream because what it does when you shave, you're gonna get the bumps. How did we get derailed this quick?
But so that was me. I'm sorry. I was thrown off.
You get the fucking bumps.
Yo, can I get that cream? I need the cream.
I'm gonna show you the cream. It's called like Veet or something. Because I always think like I'm gonna eat that Veet. I don't know. It's something like that. That's like what plays in my head. But like, not only does it not have the bumps, but you fucking like the hair doesn't grow back as fast. Like when you just shave it like this, it takes fucking forever.
Yeah.
I thought I heard laughter again. But no, now everyone's involved. Everyone's engaged. They're like, really? But yeah, I do shave my chest, but I use a lot of Veet cream. And then it's got a little shovel scraper thing. You literally leave it on for 5 minutes, and you just scrape it right the fuck off. And it doesn't grow back for like fucking weeks. Back to marijuana.
Plug.
So I don't smoke as much as I used to. I used to smoke a lot. Me and the wife, that's like all it was, and it was like
they were hippies pretty much.
It was above and beyond.
She had locks and everything.
Yeah, dude. She shouldn't have. That's what I'm learning now. Is it's not a good thing. I didn't realize that was a thing. But like we used to smoke all the fucking time, even to the point where I'd be like, you really want me to roll another fucking joint? I'm stoned as fuck. This is just wasteful at this point. But now I don't really smoke as much, but I do smoke before I go to sleep because it keeps me from dreaming. Because I shit you not, that's like a big thing, and I looked this up. Like, apparently when you smoke enough weed or you smoke, like, right before bed, and I maybe not have it 100% correct, but, like, it keeps you from getting so deep into that REM cycle, which isn't, like, a good thing necessarily.
Vivid dreams.
Bruh, this is what I wanted to talk about.
Those dreams,
this is what I want to talk. So when I had to quit, so a couple of years ago, I got arrested in Tennessee for just weed, and I'm from out of state, which is astounding.
So a couple weeks ago?
A couple years ago?
Oh, years ago.
Years ago. This would have been, what, like 2017 or something like that? Got arrested in Johnson City, Tennessee for an eighth. All right, and we can talk about that whole story some other time. But I ended up getting on mail-in supervised probation, which I had never heard before, because they put me on supervised probation, and I was like, I don't live here. Yeah. I'm not driving up here so you can piss me once a month.
So you have to mail yourself in?
All I ended up having to do was send them a check every month, not get in trouble, and fill out a form saying that I'm, like, not getting in trouble, and just send them money. Because at the end of the day, that's all they fucking want is money. But they told me that they could piss me at any time. And what I would have to do is I would have to go to one of those one of those fucking places, and then they would do it, and then they would send the results to them. So I quit smoking for like 4 months. And there was a period in there where it was like 5 or 6 days in a row where I had vivid ass night terrors every single fucking night, waking up like crying, freaking out. And you know what's nuts? And I've talked to therapists about this because it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. And I thought it was interesting. And like, I want to talk to more people about this and try to analyze it. But like in these dreams, it was always the same thing. It was always an end of the world scenario, normally by flood for whatever reason. It was never like earthquakes or anything like it. It would be like a flood. And what I would be trying to do is I'd be trying to find everyone in my family, like immediate family. I'd get my wife. And then, you know, my sister lives a couple hours away. We got to go get her. And we got to come back. And we got to cut across. And then we got to go find high ground. So we'd be like going to the mountains and, you know. And I remember this is all happening. And it would be just pure panic in every fucking scenario that's happening. And what we would do is the dream would always end with us getting to the highest point, whether it was on top of a building or a mountain or something, and realizing we can't go any further. And a detail of this that I'll never fucking forget is I could hear the way the water sounded, whether it was hitting glass or rushing in, so vividly that it was so realistic that even in the dream, I was like, I don't fucking know if this is a dream or not, because this is way too detailed. Like, I could tell if we were, like, near the ocean, if it was salt water running down the glass. Yeah. Or, like, just a lake is rising up or some shit. But the way it would end every single fucking time is it would be me and my family, my wife and everybody, and my grandfather would look at me, and he would put a gun in my hand. And he would go, all right, we can't go any further. You have to kill all of us and then kill yourself.
Shit.
Like, 5-6 nights in a row. And I'd wake up so fucking upset because the dream would always end right before I shot my grandfather in the head. Then they were all lined up and they were like, you have to kill us all and then you have to kill yourself. And I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? Yeah, what the fuck is that? Because it wasn't just a one-off. It was over and over and over again. Yeah. And it got to the point where I was like afraid to go to sleep because I'm like, I know exactly where I'm going, man. I'm going to go right back to this fucking night terror. I'm going to wake up crying again, not being able to go to sleep.
Yeah, you should definitely smoke weed.
I should definitely smoke weed. You heard it.
What did your therapist say about that shit?
Dude, the therapist was just kind of like, all right, that seems to be like you feel a responsibility for your family. Like, you feel like you carry something, and that's why you're the one gathering everybody up. You're the one trying to figure out where to go. You're not following, you're leading. And then your grandfather giving you the gun and putting that responsibility in your hands, that's like some sort of subconscious feeling of responsibility you have.
Have you been able to relate that dream to reality?
What do you mean?
Like, the sense of responsibility for taking care of your family and
I don't know, man. I really don't. It's hard because I don't know like where that comes from, honestly. Because I love my family very much. I'd do anything for them, but I never felt like I was responsible for them. I feel like in a lot of ways, like I've kind of been like this weird glue because I accept that I'm like the lowest person in the family. Like, everyone's better than me. My sister's smarter than me. Like, I've always felt like I'm the lowest person in it. And that kind of is like giving me this feeling of like wanting to bring us together and being that guy that's like, I don't have an ego in this. Like if anyone's in a fight, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, at least you're not me, like Jesus Christ kind of thing.
Everything you just said kind of explains your dream a little bit. So at least you're not me. I'm going to start from the end. The at least you're not me makes me think of you getting the gun to kill everybody. It's like, at least you don't have to be me in this situation. Yeah. I'm literally having to do this whole hard thing. But you feeling like the glue, feeling like you're the lowest, like you have to be the one to make everybody happy or whatever, that could be, why your dream goes that way as well. Just, of course, dreams make all this subconscious shit very extreme for some reason. I have a lot of recurring dreams about, like, car crashes and shit. Like I'll just be on the highway. For some reason I'm walking on the highway, and all around me I'm either about to get hit by a car, and cars are all around me just crashing and blowing up and shit. And I'm just trying to find a safe haven or some shit like that. I also have, and it's always when I take a nap in the middle of the day. If I ever take a nap in the middle of the day, I start having lucid dreams. But I've actually been trying to have more of them because I'm like,
they're cool if you can do them right. Yeah. So, like, you're like, wait, stay here. Now I'm gonna fly.
Usually I fight it because it seems terrifying at first. Like I'm consciously trying to get up, but I can't. So then I get scared. Then I start hearing yelling voices and shit. So then I pretty much yell myself awake, and I keep thinking I'm actually yelling. So I have to look over to Bridget. Like, did you hear it? Okay, no, you didn't hear any of that. Okay. But there are times when I'm about to hit that lucid, and when I can feel it, I was like, oh, shit, it's about to go down. I'm not scared no more. And my conscience is like, nope, you're going to wake up.
This is the Matrix, kind of like, you kind of feel like Neo, where you're like, I'm just going to run on the walls. I'm going to fly. The first thing I do when I lucid dream is I always fly. I always feel like if I had a superpower, it would be to, like, be able to fly and just be able to be like, see you, boys.
It's just not fair, though. Now that I'm actually not scared of them, they don't want to last.
But when you wake up, are you like, go back?
Literally,
let me get back in it.
Let me get back in it. It's like, what was I doing? How was I laying? All right, lay down the same way.
Whenever I lucid dream, it's always like some Peter Pan shit. It's like, all right, you can do all of these things, but only if you believe and only if you have positive thoughts. And then as soon as I start having negative thoughts, I start like going back down or something. I'm like, no, believe. You have to believe and you'll do it.
Yeah, man, lucid dreaming is crazy. Have you had any experience with lucid dreams before?
I have. None that I can recall, but I know like I've had dreams where I've woken up and I've wanted to get back into it. And I've woke up mad because I can't get back to where I was, you know what I'm saying, in that dream. You know what I mean?
I remember when I was like single, I had a dream. I got with the girl I've been trying to get with for a minute, bro. It was a very chronological dream. It wasn't even like bullshit happening. It was very dating. It was very real. Then I wake up single as fuck, mad as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Why would you do that to me?
Dick hard, ready to go.
Oh, Brad, I'm saying it literally ended like right when we was about to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. What a jip.
I'm like, bro. Okay, this is going to be, but it's going to make sense. Have you ever had that kind of dream where you do like, have sex in it and then you wake up and you actually finished on yourself?
Hell yeah.
No, I've never had that
it's
thing.
Like
remember they used to tell us that was going to happen when you were a kid? Like, what was it called? Night creaming? That's not what it was. That can't be what it was.
I've never heard of that. But that's
what was it called? A wet dream.
Wet dream. Okay, yeah. Night creaming. That's definitely.
That's some of the best dreams.
You imagine being in like 5th grade and they tell you about night creaming?
What is night creaming?
But dude, I don't think that ever happened to me. I don't, because I was waiting for it. It's some of the best
dreams you will ever have in your life, bro. You wake up like, oh shit, that felt amazing.
Is that why I don't come from sex? Remember we were talking about this before? I'm sorry, you have no context to that at all. But like we were talking about this on the last episode. Like
He's every woman's dream. He can't come from sex. He's every woman's dream.
It's nuts, dude. Like I mean, like I can, but it takes for fucking ever.
Like the wet stuff. Like you can't,
like
even if
load,
it's gushy.
I'm talking about like shoot and load. Like, dude, I can go for fucking ever. I've never come from a blowjob. How are we talking about this 2 episodes in a row?
Because it's interesting
that I can't come from a blowjob. I bet everyone listening is going to be so fucking.
Oh,
interested.
you can't. Oh, from a blowjob.
No, from blowjob, from sex. Like, there's only been, I think, in my whole life, I've ever come from having sex like maybe 2 2 to 4 times.
Yeah, I don't know about the sex
Now,
part,
I can
but
jerk off.
I can't bust a nut off a blowjob either.
Yeah, I can come off of almost anything. It doesn't really matter, bro.
I can come off almost anything.
Oh my god.
So you had a lot of wet dreams.
Hell yeah. My man.
I mean, I'm also into like the type of fabric that you're wearing, bro. Like
I thought he was about to say fat, and I was like, all right, go on.
I mean, yeah, the thick joints, you know what I'm saying? But nah, like certain dresses that have that nice silk feel or even that lace, bro. I'm like, keep that shit on.
Hell yeah. I get that. I totally get it. It's like the icing on the cake, baby.
Don't take it off. Don't take it off.
Hey, when I say keep that shit on.
Leave it on.
That is crazy.
You ain't never, you know what I'm saying?
Fabric? No.
You ain't never finished on no fabric before?
No.
You never finished on?
Not because of a fabric, but in fabric, yes. Not because
well, not because of the fabric,
No,
but it's like that's the, that's the,
yeah.
I see what you're saying. How do you even put it into words where it's like, it's just like, it's like, okay, well, you've eaten cake before, right? Like, would you rather have like a cake with no icing on it or like a cake with icing? You wouldn't just eat the icing, but it's the whole package together that you come on.
That...
Right? Is that not what you're saying?
I don't think.
No,
I don't even
wasn't-
follow. I don't even follow.
It's the whole package together that makes it delicious.
There we
guys.
go. Yes.
Okay.
It's the whole package.
And then I come on the cake,
No.
which I am known to do.
Look,
So don't invite me to birthdays.
I'm a feet person.
What?
I lick feet too.
I love.
You be licking feet?
Listen, bro.
We got 2 of you out of 3. We got 2 feet guys out of 3. I'm pretty sure that's statistically not possible.
So you be licking feet?
Yeah.
I'll be in the toes and the crevices and shit. I'll be.
Ugh. All right. No,
Well, when
I'm
you
not,
say
that's
crevice,
not from
that
a
makes it sound
judgmental.
slow.
Yeah, hold
that
on.
makes it sound worse.
All right, so you're like, oh, are these chicks
Let me
wearing
tell you something, bro.
socks?
When I
Have
was-
they been like active all day?
when I was coming up, right, I was single before I got married. When I was single, babe, okay? When I was single, like
5 kids ago.
yeah, like you'll see a shorty walking down, man, and she be done up, man, just face done, hair done, you know, she bam, bam, bam.
You like,
And
let me
I
see your
look down, I
toes,
be
girl.
like, fuck no, hell no,
You see them toes like can't do it.
can't do it.
Girl, you walk with them things?
Yeah, I can't do it. Like that shit is like it goes from like this to like
Damn.
feet person, bro. I don't
Okay,
know what it is.
so you a real feet person, like
Like foot job kind of foot person? Like a
No. It's
How does
just
a foot
like
job work? Is it like
it's
this
just
or
the
is
2
it
feet.
one?
It actually feels pretty
you
good.
look at boobs. Some people might look at booty. Some people might look at face.
I'm a booty guy.
I'ma look
Booty
at your
and
feet.
legs.
If your
Booty
feet
and
fucked
legs.
up, keep them walking, because you're doing a lot of walking, obviously.
Yeah, I've seen some fucking feet, and I'm not saying mine are great, but no one's trying to look at mine either. But it's like I've seen some feet. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. So honestly,
Woof.
one of my triggers is like I can go into a house. I don't care if the house is messy and shit. But if I go to your bathroom and the bathroom looks crazy, I literally can't fuck with you. I can't, like,
Really?
If the bathroom is
Isn't that
like
majority
dirty,
of
not like
women?
messy, but like dirty. Like if there's like dirt.
Isn't that
on the
majority of
toilet.
women, Randy? What do you think? Have you been in a lot of ladies' bathrooms and they're dirty as shit? Shit's just piling up everywhere. I feel like that's like more
I
common.
think clutter
than
is
it's not.
different than dirt. I think clutter is like
Clutter is definitely different than that.
yeah, like when I'm seeing like stains and shit, that shit turns me
What
all
kind
the
of
way
stains
off.
are we talking?
Exactly, Jesse. What kind
We
of
don't know. We don't know what they are.
Brown stains on the mattress, kind of thing. Huh?
like and then because I don't smoke, like if we're like I told you, I like making out and shit. But if your breath has that whole cigarette shit hitting my face, like
Yeah,
it's
it's like an old man with coffee on his.
and I
breath.
feel like I'm like kissing the nigga. It's like sorry, ladies.
No, but I get that too. You know what sucks is like, because when you recognize that in someone else, you think about it in yourself. You're like, oh my God, what is mine? Like, you know, so it's like, you always got to have gum. You always got to remember to brush. Remember, all of you at home, remember to floss. Okay?
Floss, please.
No one's got their flossing game right. And I just started getting good at mine a couple months ago again. You ever
So now you're an expert.
I floss twice a day, my friend, for months. I also brush twice a day.
Welcome to the
So now you're gonna bash everyone else who doesn't floss.
That I should have been doing this all the time.
At 34
like,
years
somehow
old,
I'm
I
better
learned how
than
to
you.
floss.
But dude, people don't be flossing. You know, you could always tell who doesn't floss when they complain about croutons. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be like, you know, you never heard that? Someone be like, these croutons, they always cut my mouth and shit. It's like, because you're not flossing, dude. That's just how shitty your gums are.
I don't eat croutons anyway. I just hate them.
I don't remember the last time
They're
I
actually
had
pretty
it.
good. I like croutons.
I don't know
I don't think
why
it's
are
hard
croutons
bread.
a thing? Like just weird stale
Aren't they
bread.
like just
that
hard
you put on
bread?
something?
Is that what
Yeah,
croutons
it's
is?
like rocks.
It's a crouton.
Yeah.
It's not because your gums are bad. It's just because
It is
croutons
100%.
are
It's 100%. If they cut your mouth, if you feel scratches and shit from eating croutons, it's because you're not flossing.
hard. Not because they're rock hard stale bread.
Right.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Oh man, what would
God, we're so dumb.
what would your advice be to parents trying to work on their? What would you say from a kid's perspective to parents who are trying to fix what they're doing with alcoholism and all that shit, or any kind of triggers that aren't helpful for kids?
Make alcohol for
Willpower,
kids.
man. I would say willpower. Like have the strength and the mental capacity to know when to stop. You know what I mean? It's okay to enjoy a drink. Like, man, you know, I've had a long, and it's cool. I know how it feels to have a long day and you just want to like really unwind. Yeah. But just know when to stop. You know what I mean? Know when to call it enough. And don't drink when you're mad.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Don't drink when you're mad, because when you're mad and then you drink, those two together is a recipe for disaster. You're gonna, even though if you don't want to, you're gonna react to the kid in a negative way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if they just come around the door like, "Daddy, can you put this in my bag? Can you put these batteries? Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I think that's, for me, that's what relates like the negativity to alcohol in my childhood is when she was drunk, she was angry. When she was angry, she was drunk. Like those two always went. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always went together.
Yeah, but if you're just having fun, you have a sip, cool. You know what I mean? Even if you get buzzed and get drunk, but it's just a matter of how you handle yourself.
Or like maybe any emotional extreme kind of thing. Because I would never drink when I was angry.
Right.
You know, that would never be a thing that made me want to, I got to go get. But it would be a lot of times in times of victory.
Yeah.
Or maybe in times of defeat. You know, when I was bummed or when I was super happy. But those extreme emotions, when mixed with alcohol, you know, I could definitely get more angry than I normally would if I wasn't fucking drunk. And then that's when, like, you know, all of a sudden it's like, well, now I'm fucking mad over something. Now that I'm mad, I'm just going to keep going, you know, or something like that, because somebody, like, says something to you or some shit. It always sucks for me. What would make me mad when I was drinking is when someone would take the wind out of my sails. You know, like when I was, like, having a great time or celebrating something, and then, you know, someone, like, says some fucked up shit to you, be like, oh, careful, don't have too much fun or something like that. It's like, fuck you, man.
Now
I'm
I'm
having
gonna
a
have
great
all
time.
the
What,
fun.
me having a good time pisses you off? Fuck yourself kind of thing, you know? But you kind of really believe it in the moment, you know?
Right.
You're like, well, I'm sorry. Am I having too good of a fucking time? I'm going to keep having a good time. Go fuck yourself.
And then you
you
wake
know?
up like, fuck.
Yeah, and you ended up saying, because I think that's a big part of maybe why I am where I am, and I've heard this, you know, like I can fucking spit venom. If I drink whiskey, like, and I get on a tangent, like, I can fucking spit some fucking venom, and I don't like that about myself.
You mean you go off like?
I can be very pointed, and I can cut.
With your words, gotcha.
Yeah, you know, and I don't mean to in the moment. Like, I really don't. Like, and I think it's kind of like this. It's like this. It's this brutal honesty, this very pointed, direct honesty that I wouldn't ever really do that with. And I think it hurts people's feelings. And that's the last thing I want to do. I mean, that's the last thing any of us want to do.
I mean, they don't call it liquid courage for nothing.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say, have you ever taken shots off of ass before? Like, just poured it down the cheek and just took the shot?
No.
I did that once, twice, 3 times.
What kind of liquor was it?
That shit was probably...
Did you need a chaser? Oh, my God, because that's got to be so... Could you imagine? We don't like the taste I don't like the taste as it is. But then mix that with that pussy fart. Fart? Why did I say fart? I don't know what was happening. That fart was the thing that came out.
When you say off the shot, like it ran down...
So you start at the top of the ass.
Did you catch it? Yeah.
Is she laying on her belly or on her back?
Did
Let's
you catch
start
it
at the top
of the
here.
crack or the bottom of the crack?
What's her name?
I appreciate
This is
visual.
never going to work. He needs 2 things that are the same size. What kind of person are you banging?
There we go. So top of the crack. See, top of the crack.
I can't tell. So she's upside down?
Let's call this the middle of the crack.
The bottom is her head.
I catch it right in the middle, like right before the anus. Right before it hits the anus.
That's kind of nasty.
Yeah, and I woke up very sick the next day.
Yeah, probably had doodle lungs.
Yeah. Well, also woke up with pink eye.
Yeah.
Pink eye, bitch.
When I tell you I've had hangovers and I've thrown up and shit, that hangover and throwing up lasted all day the next day. I was like, yeah, that was a terrible idea. At least it wasn't a random chick though, so it wasn't like a random.
No, wait. So again, I'm not getting the vision. Was she standing?
Standing. Yep,
Yeah, I mean, because gravity won't flow if you're laying.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I was imagining her laying on her belly, and you putting your face like, you know, when you eat a chick out, and you know you're doing it from like.
Oh, you can't do that. That's gonna burn her vagina, bro. Yeah, that's why you had to do it on the backside. You ain't trying to burn her.
Well, I mean, you got to get it before. I mean, I thought the idea was to get it before the shot. I mean, you're drinking the shot, so it's to get it before it gets down to
that's
the.
like boob shots, almost like you pour it like right in the boob and you get it. You know.
How many women have you drank liquor off of? I've never done this before in my
Probably
life.
like three or four.
Good for you. Yeah. Seriously, I'm proud of you. That's awesome. I would never have the fucking balls to even be like, hey, bitch.
The first time was in like high school, man.
First time was in high school?
It actually, what was funny about
Don't admit that. Randy erased that. Don't admit to that.
Why?
I don't know. Something weird about fucking taking booty shots off a high school.
Oh, that
kid.
wasn't the booty shit. That was the chest shots.
I don't know. It still doesn't sit right.
We were all in high school. I'm confused.
Shit, I've done some shit in high school.
I'm about to say high school was the time to experiment, my guy.
Man, I was just always hard all the time. But you know what? I never fucking drank in high school ever. I was just a pothead. I started drinking in college because I didn't like the fucking taste. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I didn't drink in high school either.
Yeah, I don't even know how we even kept securing liquor, but we just always had some liquor.
So she had some. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm gonna.
No, so the first time in high school, bro, it was literally. It was actually a random chick. Gave her a hug and I was like, "Can I take a shot off your titties?" She was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Bet, this is great." So I did it.
And this was in the classroom.
No, this is the classroom. Bro. No.
I need you to hold with the long division for a second. I gotta suck down some vodka off this girl's tits. Oh God. My dick just did a weird thing where it got like smaller and went inside of me for a second.
Because look, back then I was just saying things. I didn't think it was gonna work. I was just like I thought I was just making a joke, but when she said sure, I was like, oh shit, well now I gotta do it. And it was
Did your dick go at the same time?
It got very hard immediately.
Nice. Good for you.
Because it was a great time. What kind of wild shit you got through in high? What kind of wild shit you get into in high school, Kevin?
Kind of wild shit I get to in high school. Oh man, I had a threesome when I was in high school.
I've never had a threesome. I'm so jealous.
Never had a threesome either.
So jealous.
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah, see, I was just thinking I'd be fucking scared.
Underperforming?
I wouldn't say underperforming, but I was like, then what are they gonna think? Are they gonna think my shit is small? Like two girls sitting. Can you imagine going back to school and two girls laughing because you have.
What if they roast you right there in the moment, and then they're telling all their friends. You walk into school, and all of a sudden,
you walk into school and everybody's just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I wondered.
I mean, did it turn out to be a
experience?
pleasant
It turned out to be very,
very good. Yeah,
very fun.
That's actually one of the things like with because they're like, I'm the opposite of Jesse. Like he says he can't come at all. I can come like multiple times, but I'll still stay hard. But there are times where after that first one, bloop, you're done. Bloop, just bloop. So I'm always scared about that. If I ever have a threesome, like it's a 70% chance I might go the whole night. It's a 30% chance it just might go down after whoever gets the first one. So I'm just always nervous.
Only one of them's gonna get lucky.
That's why you gotta do both with that first fucking load. You just got to save up the jam a couple days in advance, Don't jerk off like that day or anything like that. And then just be like, all right, here it comes. Oh, there you go, ladies. You get them both at once. Because, we've all been there.
Yeah. Ain't no Wesley Pipes or nothing.
So we actually not going to do two today. The other, she can't be here. But since we kind of went down a threesome rabbit hole, what do you think about like polyamory and polygamous relationships?
I can't, man.
You can't.
You know how hard it is to satisfy one woman, bro? One lady, one.
Why do you assume that it's multiple women?
Well,
how do you know that?
I was speaking
what if she has multiple dudes.
Then she's gonna have multiple dudes, and I ain't gonna be involved.
And that wouldn't fuck with you.
Hell no.
He said he wouldn't be involved.
I wouldn't be involved. Like you can have them. Goodbye.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, because I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing.
Bro, I think it's
like,
I think it's nasty even when you watch porno and the guys are like two guys.
Oh yeah, like right next to each other.
Yeah, and like y'all shits is touching. You just hell no, bro. Can't do that. Hell no, bro.
Normally, I don't make it that far into those pornos.
Oh right. you can't be a brother husband.
Fuck no. No, I get emotionally attached.
Right.
And then I'll end up fighting. You know
I'll get feelings and like I'll it'll be totally me projecting. I'll be my insecurity on everybody, but I'd be like, is he better than me? Like not even just like porking, but I'd feel
porking, bro. I hate porking so much. I don't know why.
I think that's why I say it, not because I see the reaction every time.
I'm actually not
for it.
Yeah, I'm actually for like, but everything y'all just say about, especially like the jealousy and insecurity or whatever. If she was like getting piped down from some other man or whatever, that shit would definitely shut up. Fuck you. That shit would definitely like affect me. Like, but so before I got back with Bridget, I was actually in what I thought was a polyamorous relationship. I say thought because when I did shit, she got mad, but I never was in one before her. So she had sex with this dude or whatever, then told me about it. This was like during the whole the very in love phase. And I didn't even get mad. I actually I was like, shit, she did it. And I feel like I still feel good. I still love her and shit. Bet I'm actually for this life. Cool. Then I did it, immediately mad. I think she was also mad at me for not being mad at her. I think she actually liked me, like more than anyone else she's been with. And I think she actually told me this. So she, I guess, wants me to be like, let's not be polyamorous anymore. Like, only want me. I'm like, that's not how we started. And
she just wanted to be.
Bro, it's crazy. I have no idea. I think she either did that to test to see if I would actually be mad, and or after the fact, she probably felt guilty because she only wanted me at that. She's a very confusing person, bro. I was very confused because she was also the most jealous person I've ever been with. Although we were supposed to be in this whole open relationship kind of deal. It was interesting.
So if it bothers you, you said it bothered you, like the thought of your woman messing with another guy would bother you, right?
Yeah, so now yeah, for sure. Like my wife, yeah, that shit would. I know that even though I'm with the whole idea of polyamory, that she was out there having sex with other men or whatever, it would definitely be something I'm jealous about.
What if it was another female?
The thing is, I would still be jealous, but okay. I'd probably be less jealous.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be less jealous. Or I guess I'd feel, I mean, as I don't know if this sounds sexist or whatever, but I guess I'd be like less intimidated that she'd leave if it was a woman.
Right.
But that goes to me knowing that what I know now, which is she, as far as long-term life goes, she wants to be married to a man or whatever, and she wants to like build a family or whatever. So that goes into men actually could take her versus me thinking a woman could take her. Like, she could have fun with a woman, but I don't think she would actually go marry a woman and start a family with a woman. I don't think that. But yeah, I mean, it's levels to it. And even with myself, like, and she's not with it, obviously, but we do talk about it. Like, she tells me all the time, it'd be more so jealousy. She'd be worrying about how me and her both work a lot, so how are we even going to manage that kind of time or whatever if we're messing with other people. So, I mean, I get it. I don't judge anybody and whatnot for either being for it or against it. And I just think it's an interesting thing. Like, a lot of times we hear the comments that only insecure people are polyamorous, or the women who accept polyamory are only doing it for the men or whatever. And I guess there are women who do that only because of their man wants it, but I don't think that's like a cut and dry thing.
I mean, I think there's a level of fear that comes with that too. You know what I mean? Like, what if I do welcome another woman or another female into this relationship? You know what I mean? Like, he might gravitate more towards her and push me to his side because it's new cootie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like new stuff.
I feel like exactly what you guys are talking about, like, is exactly why, at least in my experience with my friends who are polyamorous, like, because they're the loudest ones in the room about it and how great it is at the time. Like, polyamory, they're posting about it on Facebook, how great it is, but then none of it, like, it all falls apart. You know, and it's like basically for the exact reason you guys are saying. And it's not like my shit's, together or great or anything like that. And, 60% of marriages end in divorce, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I think for me anyway, like the people that I've heard that are the loudest about it, it'll be a couple years and then all of a sudden, like everyone in that situation hates each other. And it's always for a reason like that.
It's not supposed to be. That's why.
Ooh. So what's it supposed to be?
It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be man, woman, 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 or man, man, woman. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's not. It's supposed to be man, woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you having 4 different wives and 4 different husbands, man.
Randy.
Nope. I ain't even going that way.
That's not even going down that route.
I'm not going down that route.
Not even going to go there.
Is that like from
Y'all
a
not
religious
canceling me
perspective?
before I get
like,
started.
Why do you think like it's got to be like man, woman, like? Because I know my preference, and that is like I'm like
Randy.
It's just like
he had to get that zinger, dude.
You can't possibly give 2 women, 3 women, 4 women everything you got because you're sharing it amongst 4 of them. You know what I mean?
Is that why it only works like in religious kind of things, like or not even like
someone's bound to get jealous. Someone's bound to get upset. Something's bound to happen. There's 4 different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're shaking your head a little bit over there. What do you think about? You're not gonna be on mic, but just so I can kind of feed into conversation. Like, what are your thoughts on polyamory?
It's like to each their own, but I don't think it'll work either.
So, like, my whole thought process is, even with monogamy or whatever, it's like you just touched on it. There is no, for me, perfect relationship dynamic.
Right.
You have to do what kind of works for you. And I guess to y'all's point, I've never really seen a successful polyamorous situation like that thrived for outside of what we read about in history books or whatever. That actually thrived in our modern age. So I get that, but I would challenge you to think like I've been in a situation back in like high school and shit. There are definitely moments where I feel like I can give like all of me to multiple partners at those various different times or whatever.
So I keep hearing comments, Randy. You have something. Get on the mic.
He said that's why I'm alcoholic. Randy.
He's just full of zingers today, dude. Like they're all good. I want the audience to hear them, man.
I don't think it's impossible, but I do understand. Like especially in our country right now, like literally nothing else outside of. And polyamorous come like more into the mainstream, I guess, now because people are talking about it more. But monogamy is still like the dominant go-to factor. Whether you're religious, whether you're non-religious, like literally the whole idea is you find that one partner and then you create a life with that one partner. I'm of the mindset of course, do what works for you. And for me, it doesn't have to be one or the other. I can kind of, it's kind of like how people say, I don't know. I don't judge it because it's just a different way of having a relationship. It's just a different format. I don't think you have to have this one defined thing that everyone has to do. I feel like at that point, you're literally just limiting logic or you're just limiting yourself to this one idea that you didn't even create. So like why are we doing that? That's my whole thing. Like monogamy, we didn't wake up one day and create monogamy. It was already here and it was already pretty much a staple of this country, world, nation, whatever. So from that standpoint, I don't think it's the end all be all relationship dynamic, but I don't think it's a terrible dynamic either. Like I think, especially with the polyamorous circles, you have a lot of people saying monogamy is stupid. Monogamy is people being restricted, whereas polyamory is touted as this liberating thing. People in polyamory get jealous all the time, bro. Yeah. People in polyamory fall off all the time. The freedom does not come without the struggles of real relationship dynamics and shit. So I think it's again this whole thing of not hating something just so you don't understand it. Like polyamorous people need to not call out monogamous people as if monogamy is this terrible thing. But I think monogamous people who are strictly like monogamous, and they shouldn't outright just say this is going to be something that will always fail, because it's one of those things that hasn't even happened enough for us to have enough statistics about it and shit. Right. In my opinion.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but to each his own.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
everyone can't do it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't be a lawyer. Everybody can't be
Right.
You know, but more than one. Marriage, like I love my wife to death, and
Right.
but marriage is hard, man.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to satisfy and grow with one person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a constant struggle. You guys are constantly have to work
Adapt
at it.
and
Right,
adapt
to
to
adapt
change.
and work
Yeah.
at it. You know what I mean? So for me, I can't do that with more than one person. You know what I mean? Because everybody doesn't grow at the same rate either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't
That's
grow.
a fact.
Everyone doesn't learn at the same rate.
Yeah.
You know, so that I just think that as far as me and how I operate, I go crazy, bro.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know,
go
that we're
crazy.
talking about, I do kind of also understand the idea of like a village and everyone helping each other out. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like, because I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but it's like if you ever have like had multiple roommates and all y'all get along really well and all you guys are like, you know, helping each other out and shit like that. I could see how something like that would work, but it's like, I feel like when you bring in those really strong emotions to it, like you start bringing
intimacy
like
or whatever.
Right.
real intimacy and like love and sexual feelings and
Yeah.
stuff like that, things can get fucked up. But it's like, I imagine how cool it would be to be able to like have multiple partners and all of you are like in a way equally in love with each other and you all help each other out. And sure, I guess there's a sexual aspect to it, but I mean, like, maybe there doesn't have to be, you know, because there's some people out there that just don't give a shit about sex. What is that called? Like asexual or something like that?
I think
forget
so.
what it is. But it's like there's some people like I could. This is why I don't approach from place of judgment, because it's like I could see how if it was really like that perfect, that would be great, dude. Because I've lived with roommates and I've loved the shit out of every one of them.
Yeah.
But we weren't fucking.
Yeah, I wanna fuck.
We weren't fucking.
Kind of love.
You know, but
That's a different kind of love.
But what you just explained is kind of the idea of it, at least for me anyway. Of course, you know, you can go down a rabbit hole and find all these different names and shit for what polyamory and all that shit is. It's just like anything. It's also why I try to avoid labels because once you start really going deep dive, it's just so many labels out there for any and every person. It's crazy. But the whole idea is kind of that village or whatever. But to your point, is once you add that sex and intimacy in it, that's where the majority of the world is like, no, fuck that village. Y'all are just hoes trying to fuck, or a man is trying to have multiple women so he can have more sex or whatever. But I don't see it as that black and white. And I guess I don't see anything as that black and white.
Exactly. I think that's like the big arching thing is just be like, hey man, let everyone have their preference. And I think what pisses me off about any of it is when somebody else who isn't something comes at it from a place of judgment.
Yeah.
Like when someone who's monogamous starts shitting all over polyamory, that's when I start being like, all right, buddy, fucking relax. It works for them.
but even the
but then
reverse-
the other way, like, 'cause I think nowadays, at least the what I'm seeing in my friend group, it's more the polyamorous folks
Shitting on monogamous.
shitting all over
Which is
people that just
crazy.
wants I was about to say normal, which is fucked up.
But monogamy is the norm, though. Like
It's the norm, but it's like I think we need to grow outside of like thinking of like, oh well, that's the normal thing just because you guys don't want to do it. Like it's like everything should be normal as long as no one's getting hurt. Like as long as it's all consensual, as long as everyone's on the same page, man, I don't give a fuck what you do. You know, and it's like, just don't judge other people. Like, whatever they're going to do, whether they want to be fucking monogamous, polyamorous, whether they want to go back and forth. Maybe sometimes they want to be with one person, sometimes they want to be with the... Who cares, dude? As long as everyone's consenting and no one is getting hurt or getting their feelings hurt or lied to, it's like... But don't fucking judge. Just don't fucking judge. If it's not for you... Give them a high five, dude, and be like, all right, man, good for you. I'm glad you found that thing that you love or that thing that's making you happy right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not up to me. Who am I?
And I'm always even if they do just like at least be like right now we're not yelling at each other. He's not like fuck you for like I feel like we should be able to have these conversations with people who are hard stance for it about anything in life and not be so angry. Like at the end of the day, this conversation is not going to change any of our minds about polyamory. Like we're still going to have our own thoughts, and he's going to go home like, yeah, I ain't never having multiple wives. Like, you know, it's not going to change because I'm saying that
He's
going to
start drinking as soon as he gets that goddamn shit.
Damn it.
I mean, not only is it not going to change our opinions, but it's not going to change our I mean, it's not going to change our views, but it's not going to change our opinions of each other. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to have a conversation with someone and speak your thoughts and your truths, and still at the end of the day, shake hands and be like, all right, bro, love you, man, I'm out. You know what I mean?
There's only like a handful of things where like your opinion could be an issue. I feel like it's Renee.
This is why you don't eat fucking dry ass Pringles. I knew it was coming too. He's eating dry ass Pringles over there. Are those the salt and vinegars?
Oh yeah.
How did I know they were salt and vinegars? I didn't even see the fucking thing.
Those are my favorite chips.
Swish. Hell yeah.
That's why he thinks liquor tastes good.
I love a good salt and vinegar. You know the best
chips,
salt and vinegar chips are the Cape Cod kettle cooked. You ever
Yeah,
have those, Randy?
Sweating here in a second.
Randy, you ever have the Cape Cod kettle cooked?
Oh,
He's sweating.
yeah.
You was a witch lady.
You were a witch lady when you were 5.
And I was like 4 or 5, and this witch lady, she looked just like a witch.
Oh my god.
She was like, "Oh, your son is sweating on his nose. That means he's evil."
Oh.
So my dad being a preacher, I've been evil since day one. So I just leaned into it.
Hold on.
I think it's just your face in general.
No,
You
no,
look
wait.
evil.
Let's break this down. So he has a whole podcast.
He's not on mic. Now we got to fucking.
It's fine.
We have to recap everything he says if anyone's going to fucking hear it.
This man has a whole podcast against religion. A witch said he was going to be evil at the age of 5. Huh. I'm starting to connect the dots.
And your dad, his dad actually thought that he was going to be evil.
Yeah. Huh.
You're not that evil.
Wait, look at this company name, On Edge. Edge of what, Randy?
I will never look at people who sweat from their nose the same.
Why do people? I don't.
I'ma
What
look
do
at
you
him, you
sweat
evil
from your
ass.
nose, by the way. Like from the. What does that mean? Like from the.
From your, right here. You never sweated right here?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm a forehead sweater. And like forehead, chest, back.
Yeah.
Never my nose.
Titties, under
My
tits,
titty
my
balls.
under tits.
I am an angel. Thanks, Randy. Did you hear that? He called me, and that's the sweetest thing he ever said to me. Don't take it back. I can see him wanting to zing me in his eyes right there. I know the way your eyebrows move now when you're about to fucking make fun of me.
Kev, tell us about your actor journey real quick. Your journey. What do you aspire to do as an actor? What's your goals?
Ultimately, man, I would love to be on a series. You know what I'm saying? Procedural series.
Procedural series.
Yeah, procedural. Like a cop series or medical series. Something where every episode, everything
Like
happens.
a Cops or a Grey's Anatomy?
No,
Because
not
you could
like
just
a live
be a
Cops.
cop. Wait, no, they canceled Cops, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like live cops now. But I love film.
Yeah.
I love TV shows. You know what I mean? I love studying those. And I don't want to be famous. You know what I mean? I want people to know me. I know
That's
that
what
probably
everyone
doesn't-
says when they don't.
I don't want to
think
be
they're gonna
infamous either.
famous.
I don't want to be infamous either. But I'm not doing it for the money or the fame. You know what I mean? I love to create.
That's what a broke guy says.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for the money or the fame. Hmm.
Wait, are you broke? You got like 5 kids. You can't afford to be broke.
No,
That's
I mean,
why he's broke.
Listen, man. Let's like going back to what you were saying about building a nest egg. You say you want 7 kids or so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the more kids you have, the smaller that nest egg gets. Just wanted to let you know.
You
Yeah,
say
I know.
nest egg, I hear like franchises, like you're going to open up a family chain or something,
Hey, listen. Me and the wife already invested into a cleaning franchise or whatever. So, and I didn't realize, but we're locked into that bitch for like 12 fucking years.
So you're going to
we
have to
can't-
like give all these kids like back.
I'm like, once Noah turns 7, he about to be cleaning that bitch and making some, and Randy, fix it.
Randy.
But no,
can I
I've
have a
always
chip?
wanted to do it, but my
Can I have
time in
a
the
chip?
military is minimized that. I couldn't really, I didn't have the freedom to do it. So once I got out, I pursued it,
What do you think about our upcoming film, Grace? Oh yeah, by the way, this is not going to go on the show, but are you free January 28th to film your last scene? We're probably just going to come to your
January
house.
28th. Yes.
We're probably going to come to your house. Do you have a water hose that can reach long enough to where we can make it all rainy and shit on your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just probably going to come to your house and do it somewhere that kind of makes sense.
Have we not
Yeah,
finished
it's
this movie? I thought this movie
There's
was
only
done.
one more scene I forgot. We
Yeah,
forgot
that's
about
fine.
it.
January, yeah, because I'm not scheduled with Fred, so
Oh yeah, till February.
yeah,
Bet. But so how do you feel about the film Grace? Like, how you feel about the script? I think I sent you the script before we started filming and all that good stuff. How you feel about Grace?
I mean, I think Gray's gonna be dope, man. I having the pleasure of sitting back and watching everyone in their element, You know, watching all the cast that we had and the characters that's on that's gonna be featured on Grace. Man, I think it's gonna turn out dope.
I'm excited.
I think it's gonna turn out dope.
The footage is looking amazing. And for those who don't know, Grace, new short film from A1 Day Productions. You know, me and Jesse been working on that film for like the last couple of years. It's a short, it's a thriller. It challenges you to understand that you don't know everything about somebody based off of the small details that you're given about their life.
Challenge your perceptions before you judge.
Before you judge.
And like based on, as cliche as it sounds, before you judge a book by its cover or a situation, or something like that, it's like you might not know everything that's going on.
Yeah, and I know on Grace, little behind the knowledge. Thank you. Behind the knowledge, I know there's a couple of people's firsts at some things. You know what I mean?
There was a lot of firsts on that set.
Right, there was a lot of firsts on that set. So I'm excited to just see the whole thing come about, and everyone needs that moment to be proud. Like, man, I was a part of that, man. I did that, man. Yeah.
Yep. By the way, shout out to Melissa and Rachel, and Tyler, and everybody else that isn't sitting at the table right now. I mean, everybody on that set was amazing.
From cast to the crew. Catering was fire.
And behalf of my wife, man, I want to thank y'all for giving her opportunity too.
Man. Dude, she was awesome, man. Yeah. She was right there with us going through it, dude.
Yeah, she was hype, and that opportunity with her working on Grace led to another opportunity. So
dope. Dope.
Yeah, she's actually on her way today to.
Is it a paid opportunity?
Ish.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, whatever we can get. That's awesome.
Oh,
dude.
is that the one in Raleigh or somewhere just 2 hours away?
No, this one's filming locally.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it's filming locally.
Hey, look, man, and we actually got Nari, the special effects artist.
I did hear that.
Onto another. She couldn't do it, unfortunately, but we got her onto another gig too to do special effects for a film coming up in the summer. And I say this all the time, man. Whenever I have people doing work with us, whether it's volunteer or very cheap pay, because that's all this was, very cheap and volunteer. I am always going to look out and make sure that y'all are the first people to come up. Like, even with we did that short Weathered for the 48-hour film festival.
Yeah, that was dope. Y'all
I got literally everybody who we're going to release it this year. Finally, I don't know why I haven't released it yet. We're going to release that shit this year. But almost everybody who was on that set was on the set of Grace.
Hell yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. Almost everyone on the set we've sent paid work to. We just had Jason who played your cousin or brother in there, I think. We just got him on another film for a paid acting gig. I believe in collaboration. Again, I believe that we all can win. So there's never going to be a moment where I'm not going to look out for people who especially are looking out for me. I feel like any amount of time you spend on my set is you looking out just to help us make something great. And I can't wait, man. That premiere is going to be September 28th, 2024. Hopefully at Camp North End Outdoors. It's going to be fire. Oh, Grace. That's going to be the premiere.
Said
I thought you were talking about Weather.
Give me that date one more time.
September 28th, 2024.
Yeah, shout out to the sound design on Weather. That one was it was on point.
Somebody knew what they was doing on that motherfucker. I wonder who edited that. Oh, that was me. Damn. Because I'm fired.
I legit didn't know. I was like, yeah, shout out to them.
All right, Kel. Give us some last words from you. Some last words, whether it's advice or just a general thought. Anything. Put you on the spot.
Love each other, man. The world is a better place with love, and time's too short.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? So I'm gonna take my own advice actually, but if you have that relationship or that person that you've been meaning to reach out to and you just haven't, do it. Do it.
Yeah, definitely hit your siblings up, bro.
Fix it. Time's too short. It's you could be talking to somebody right now and tomorrow you won't. So reach out, fix that relationship that's broken, tell them you love them, move on, grow from that.
Man, you just said a lot because this goes back to our very first podcast, man. It was my best friend from like high school and shit. So I found out she had died that day of the first episode of the podcast from alcohol poisoning. But I didn't realize until like a few days later, like the timeline. So we had this whole issue with like money or whatever. I was like annoyed because I hate when people play around with like, just tell me if you ain't got it to give it back to me. Don't say you got it and then never give it back to me. That shit pisses me off. So we had gotten into it about that on July 26th. And then I hadn't talked to her since. I found out a couple days after our podcast that she died July 28th, after the whole fallout. 2 days afterwards. And we had just like reconnected and shit after that. So what he said, definitely, like, you can have your feelings, but don't go so crazy because you literally never know when you're gonna see or hear from another person again. Like, she's gone at this point. There is no reconnecting and shit. So take that advice. Reach out to that person you just blocked if you still care about them. If they're a family member or somebody that you know in the future you're gonna want to talk to and associate yourself with. Apologize if you're the one in the wrong. Be strong enough to be vulnerable about your feelings, because if you don't, like you said, they'll be gone. They could be gone tomorrow, and then you'll never have that opportunity again. So
Definitely. Well, I want to thank y'all for letting me come up here and kick it with y'all, man.
Yeah, yes, sir, man.
Oh, yeah. So
why does no one take their shirt off?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. It's cold, man.
Is this a wrap? All right, y'all. Thank you guys for being here with us. Thank you, Kevin, for being here. I'm Jesse Glanz. Best friend in the world, Andrew Smith, chocolate fucking drizzle. Together, everyone in our circle, everyone that comes on, everyone that wants to talk with us, by the way, thank you for all the messages. Seriously, I don't know if you've been getting a lot. I've been getting a lot, and there's like a lot of people that are like relating and being like, dude, this is like, good shit to, I don't want to say like good shit to say. I can't sum it up like what they've been sending me, but it's like people can relate to it. If you can relate to it, we're just fucking dudes. We're the dumbest guys in the room. We love you very much, and we will fucking catch you next time.
And we are following everybody back on IG. Every single person. So follow us on IG at dumbest guys in the room. Yeah, that's it. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, baby boy.
Peace.
Peace.